Hi Mini Masters, this is a video on how to make a toilet paper roll rain cloud with some raindrops. We're going to use this to go along with our story, The Big Umbrella, but you could certainly make this on any rainy day that you'd like. So what you need for this activity is a toilet paper roll, some blue construction paper. If you don't have any blue construction paper on hand, you can also bring out some blue markers or crayons. Need some blue painter's tape, pair of scissors, some string or yarn will work too, some cotton balls, and some Elmer's glue. And you can also use some stick glue to glue this to the tube. Otherwise we can use, it'll go a little bit faster if you have a stapler. So that's actually what I'm going to do here. So I had cut my construction paper somewhat down to size here. So what I'm going to do is, if you use your stick glue, you want to make sure that you put your glue all over your paper here and then carefully roll it as you're holding it with your thumb, so that you roll it all the way on. So at the very end, you got to hold it and make sure it gets glued down okay, because if you let it go right away, it won't glue just yet. So I'm going to take that out of the equation by just doing my stapler, so then I don't have to worry about it gluing too slowly. I'm going to fold it over, and at the seam here in the back, I'm going to take my stapler and I'm going to stick it one in the top and then one in the bottom. There we go. So it looks like that. So then I'm going to take my blue painter's tape. I'm going to unroll some here. Now this one might be a little bit tricky because it kind of sticks to you there. So I'm going to take my string and I'm going to string along. I'm going to stick it to my tape. And this is just kind of a guesstimate on how to do this. Oops. It gets stuck on you. Okay, there. I'm gonna do just 4. Try to space them out somewhat evenly here. There we go. So the trick here is you can make it really easy and just put it on the very bottom of your toilet paper tube. If you have a darker color of blue, it might just blend in, but what I'm going to try to do is stick it inside. Now this might turn out not so great, but we'll give it a try. We'll try to stick it right inside so that your strings are sticking out. There we go. Not entirely perfect, but that's okay. So I've got the strings stuck up inside there. Again, if you wanted to do it a little bit easier, you might have to have some help from mom and dad or grandma to do that part. You could always put it on the outside, might be a little bit easier, but the whole point is you want just to have some of these strings sticking down at the bottom. Okay, and then what we want to do is put our clouds on. We're going to take some cotton balls and we want to spread out the cotton balls. We don't want to use too many of these, so you can actually spread these out pretty thin. We want to put these across our paper tube. To do this, you most likely will want to use your Elmer's glue because it's a little bit thicker and it will hold it on pretty good for you. So you want to get some glue on, a nice amount. Then you want to stick, wherever you see some glue, you want to stick your cloud to it, like that. Okay, then you can turn it over and maybe put another one down here. You can use stick glue, but it doesn't really dry very well. It doesn't stick as well as some of this glue does. So you just want to spread out your cotton ball just like that. If you don't spread it out, it's a lot harder to glue it down. It glues down really well when you spread it out like that. So you might want to let that dry for a little bit. but we will go ahead and move on to the next part. So this part you can do a couple different ways. We're going to make some little raindrops coming off of our string. I'm going to do it a very easy, simple way. You could also use some construction paper or any kind of bits of paper and make a teardrop shape and tape it to the string, or you can put a hole punch in there and tie it to it. What we're going to do is actually make raindrops out of our blue tape. So I'm going to take the blue tape and I'm going to tape it to the end like so, and you want to make it so it lines up fairly easy. And then this one might take a little bit of practice, or you might have some help, but I'm actually just going to cut a teardrop shape. I'm going to try to avoid cutting my string, but I'm going to cut a teardrop shape out of my tape. See, it's not totally perfect, but you kind of get the idea. A teardrop shape looks just like this. So there's kind of the shape. It's bigger at the bottom and kind of pointy at the top. So that's what we're going for with the ends of our string, is we want to make some teardrops. So I'm going to try that again. I'm going to take my tape and I'm going to stick my string to it, and I'm going to fold this over like so, and we're going to try to do another teardrop. Now it might be a little easy if you want to take a pen, and you can certainly draw a teardrop shape, so then you can trace around it with your scissors. So again, this might be a little bit more difficult for the younger ones, but it's kind of fun to try for some of the older ones. Might be easier to start at the top, just like I did there, and come back around again. See, there you go. So that is how you make, and then you can just keep continuing on for the other ones, but that is how you make it's kind of a little windsock. It has some rain clouds and some raindrops, and then you can hang this up wherever you want on a rainy day or any other type of day. So there you have it.